Alright, hello everybody. This is our path is lit. When you see the mural lit up like this at nighttime, I believe this is a good sign. The path is lit. You know, compared to the next clip where you'll see it's in a shadow if you go up during the daytime. So watch the next clip now. See how it's not lit up? Find that a bit weird. Keep an eye out for that sort of stuff. We're going to talk about the famous hamburger sign though. This sign over here and this weird shadow and a crack in the wall that don't line up. But you'll see it line up in a minute. It forms a triangle like a pyramid. And then you got to put it over by the eye, I believe. But I also believe the JDO is, you know, related to a character in the GTA world. That guy JD O'Toole from Vice City or something like that. Now, that relates to probably the O'Toole, you know, the U-Tool building, you know, the hardware store on the highway next to the sand glyph. So that's your first step. That's telling you the first step is the sand glyph. This sign, the JD O'Toole, is telling you the first step is the sand glyph, which we're going to go to in a little bit. But watch the triangle in a minute. Watch this thing. Hopefully it shows up in this video. I have a funny feeling. Alright, here it goes. I think it's 11 o'clock here. It should line up. I line it up with the sign here. I have to probably see it better in your game, but this thing forms a perfect pyramid. You see the line there. So I'm trying to line it up with the sign there. But I do believe that sign relates to the character J.D. O'Toole, and the numbers relate to, you know, supposedly the color green. So that's probably Franklin's character. So you probably got to take Franklin to the sand glyph is the first step. And we're going to talk about what we got to do over there. I believe you have to call Ursula on the phone and start doing, you know, either pick her up, take her somewhere, do something. Because Ursula is always on top of the mountain. You always see on Mount Chiliad. There's a reason why she's up there. She wants you to call her up, either from a specific location, from the top of the mountain, or from the sand glyph, or from the alien hippie camp. You have to, this is how this mystery works. Is, you know, there's more than one thing to this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like how there was just that pyramid on top of the thing. You know what I'm saying? Forming with this sign right here. Look. You know what I'm saying? And go up one side, down one side of the mountain. J.D. O'Toole is the first step, you know? You'll see right now, I go by the U-Tool building to the sand glyph. Now I believe I might have messed up already. I had up of the mountain twice already, and she was standing on the red circle, you know, the platform. And I'm sure many of you people seen this before, whether you've seen it online or whatever. I believe up to the platform. If you see her there, don't go up there. Just wait there, but keep the camera on her. Wait. And I think if you make that UFO up here, she's going to get beamed up. I think that's what you have to do. If you do everything correct, and you see her on top of that mountain, don't let her run away. Don't say nothing to her. Don't go close to her. Don't pull out your camera. Don't fucking pull out a gun. Don't do nothing. I tell you one thing, I don't like out. Okay, you'll see. I'm gonna, you know, honk the horn for a little bit. Now I'm gonna call. See the yellow circle around that thing there, the silo, the mini silo? That is the thing, you know, when you first start a mission, there's a yellow circle in the GTA world. It's always a yellow circle. So I go on top of the yellow circle right here. I'm going to call Ursula. The first thing, the wow signal. Call her. I believe sand glyph there. And that's where you have to call her from, this area. And I mentioned the other day about Fort Zancudo. There's no clue that leads us there. There actually is. It's the two big silos that look like the hippie camp. Now, I don't know what to do there. that might be the last location you
How do
go
you
to.
feel about some
You know what I'm
cool,
saying? I don't
anonymous
know.
sex?
I'll be at the marina. Come
But the,
pick me up.
but there is a clue that leads us there. You know, there's a clue for everything, I feel. Like, you know, Eureka moment last night with the sand glyph and calling you Ursula. And I feel like sometimes you might have to get mad just so you can rant, and then all of a sudden you're going to get that 1 point watt moment where you're just like, you're going to stumble on it. You know what I'm saying? That's how this whole thing was designed, I feel. You're going to stumble onto the clues and what the really clues really mean. Just like that pyramid and the famous hamburger sign. I'm sure people you have been on that rooftop before. I'm sure you guys seen that shadow before. And we probably didn't, you know, we all seen it, but we didn't know what to do with it. I think you have to line it up with that sign. No one's else mentioned it. Why not line it up? It appears for only a little bit. 11, you know, o'clock in the morning. Mural shows a cracked egg, and it's a cracked wall, so it's good enough for me, you know? And the way the crack is in the egg, the way the zigzag is, that's how the thing is in the wall there. It's like a zigzag.
I'll be at the marina. Come pick me up.
See, I call her from here, but I don't think this was the right thing to do. But I still did it. And then I made it rain in the next clip. You know, just like the GTA 6 trailer everyone talks about, make it rain Mondays. I did it, nothing happened. I went to these are the silos here by Fort Zancudo. I went to the Vanilla Unicorn. Nothing there, but there is a little clue there. The license plate.
You want the
Listen
best
to this.
2 minutes of your life?
I can't right now. I have a little problem I need to bury.
That she says she has to bury something. I believe she's gonna bury the egg, and she buries it in a bush. There's a license plate in the unicorn that says Bush on it. Now you might think, you know what, you know what I'm saying, but that might relate to a clue that something's hidden in a bush somewhere in this game. Because nobody ever can't say you searched every bush in this game, like you went to every little nick and cranny and searched, you know what I'm saying? So the egg is probably hiding in a bush somewhere in the game. It might be in the area of the Outros camp where the blue flowers are. Maybe you have to be there at a certain time and certain thing. I'll show a picture of that later. Or it could just be on a regular bush, like a big green bush, and you won't be able to see this thing for nothing unless you walk right into the bush. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing I can say is just keep trying things and make sure the clues have to line up the best you can. And you know, it's like they designed this thing, you know, you're gonna stumble upon it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel. Like all the clues, like to the real meaning behind it, you're really gonna stumble onto it. It's not gonna be what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like the JDO tool thing, you know, JDO and the 1939 0. Like even if that transcribed to something, nothing in the game where we can input something. There's no keyboard thing where we input. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't even bother trying to decipher that, looking for a keyword or anything like that. It's just, I think, nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It means JDO tool. Go to the YouTube store. Go to the Sandglyph. Make the phone call. Now you might have to call Omega from there too. Who knows? You might have to call numerous people from there. Who knows? I don't know. I think Ursula is definitely a key to this though. You know? But thanks for watching. I'll put up the pictures. I'm back again. This is a picture of Wings of Truth. I know you guys seen this by Vanilla Unicorn. This is a little dialogue of she has something to bury. Sandglyph, Ursula. A minute though. This is the blue flowers, the blue bush. This right here, you see this little tower with the flame on it? See, this is, you know, you might have to think outside the box. I seen the moon on fire. Now, you might have to line up the moon with this thing to make it happen. I don't know. But this mystery, I feel like the clues, the objects, everything in this game is like, you know, I think you have to think very weirdly on this thing to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just going to be honking that space docker horn somewhere, I don't think. It's going to be, you might have to die inside the space docker and fucking, you know, And then when you respawn, do something after that. Who knows? Like, I'm telling you, whatever this thing is, a lot of outside the box thinking. Something, you know, you're probably gonna stumble. Someone's gonna stumble upon the answer, I think, before actually knowing what they did and solving it. You know what I'm saying? So, good luck is all I could say. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to compare that to something else. I know there's something else in the world that I was noticing that, you know, the world, it just acts weird. That, you know, you have to do something else. You know what I'm saying? It's not just simply shooting the moon or something that's going to make the moon go on fire and turn to meteorite. It's something else that's going to do it. It's either like, you know, you set the altruist rock on fire, and that acts as like, you know, like a sort of like a voodoo doll, and that turns the moon on fire. Or it's like I just said, you blow up the space docker with you inside of it, and that blows up the moon like a voodoo doll. Like, that's the aspect I'm talking about. Like, you know, I don't want to, you know, use that word like that, but that's the kind of, you know, aspect I think this thing is got. There's a little bit more to this, of, you know, some weirdness, of, you know, outside the box thinking of something weird, something that they put in there that nobody's gonna think that's the answer to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, someone's gonna wind up stumbling upon it than actually really solving it, I feel. But good luck.